Hello everyone, this is Anurag and today we will be discussing the laziness of human beings and their tendency to not do anything even in their most important decisions of their lives. I am talking about the default effect or the status quo bias. When you purchase a smartphone, do you go to the setting and select the best optimization of all the options? That is something which all of us ignore. We stay with whatever that the manufacturer has selected for us. There are lots and lots of choices, for example security, display, sound, shortcuts, modes, etc. But we do not care to select the best one for these. Research shows that whatever the default choices are, many people stick with them. But we know that one size never fits all. Most of us can improve the settings in one way or the other, but we choose to stick to the default. We are lazy and take the path of least resistance even in the most important decisions of our lives. Yes, we choose to stick to the default. And many organizations, both in the public and private sector, have discovered the immense power of these default options. Let me ask you something. Have you ever filled the declaration form to donate your organs after you die for those in need or who are born with deformities? Chances are that you want to donate, but still you have not filled the form for one or the other small reason. But what do you think does the willingness to donate organs depend on? In their book Nudge, Richard Thaler and Sunstein illustrate a wonderful example which I want to mention here. But before that, you tell me, which countries would be the one who have more people willing to donate their organs? Countries with a certain religion, Hindu countries, Muslim countries, Christian countries, or countries where the government are running promotion campaigns and asking people to donate their organs, or countries who have people who care for each other more? Come on, what do you think? Which would be the countries who have people more willing to donate their organs? If you think that good-hearted and caring people donate more, then which countries would have more caring people and how much can be the difference? It turns out that there is a huge difference. Let's compare two very similar European countries, Austria and Germany. These are neighboring countries and have very similar people. In Germany, the percentage of people who give their consent, that is permission to donate organs, is 12%, whereas in Austria, this rate is above 99%. The reason is, no prize for any guesses, the default effect. Germany has an opt-in form, so those who want to donate their organs have to fill the form, whereas Austria has an opt-out form, so here those who do not want to donate their organs have to fill the form. That means it is assumed that if you are an Austrian citizen, you are happy to donate your organs, and in case you don't want to, then you can fill out the form. The beauty of this concept is that you do not take away the option from the people. In both the scenarios, people have the choice. However, it just recognizes that people are happy not to take any action and accept the default. Thus, as we see, almost everyone in Austria is willing to donate. Now let us compare some more European countries, and as you can clearly see, countries which assume the willingness to donate by default have amazingly high donation rates. And Netherlands, which has a little high donation rate despite an opt-in form, ran campaigns, TV ads, radio ads, and even mailed each and every individual of the country, requesting them to donate. Still, its donation rate got to only 28%. So now you must have realized the power of default effect, which states that humans take the path of least resistance. Now I ask you a question. Would you fill a form to give life to someone after you die? Or give them eyes who have lost the colors of their lives? You won't mind filling a form. But the reality is that a vast majority of us don't do this just because of a tiny bump in road, a tiny hindrance to go out and fill a form. Let me give you another example by Dan Ariely, which will leave you astounded. A large study was conducted on a group of doctors where a patient was described to them. They told the doctors that the patient is 67 years old and has been suffering from right hip pain, and you have referred the patient to a hip replacement specialist. And this meeting means that the hip replacement operation is very likely. Now the group of doctors were divided into two. One group was told that you have forgotten to try one medicine. So would you cancel the meeting and try it? Majority said yes, they will. This is quite obvious because the hip replacement is very dangerous and expensive. Now the second group was given the problem with a slight change. They were told that you forgot to try two medicines. Would you cancel the meeting and think which medicine to try? Now this decision is slightly complex. The doctors need to cancel the meeting, then decide which medicine to give and see if that works, but still it makes complete sense to try the medicine. It turns out that 72% of the doctors chose to continue with the operation of hip replacement, just because there was another decision that they have to face. The operation is still expensive and permanent, doctors are the same, and the probabilities and dangers are still the same. But just an addition of a slightly complex decision made the path of least resistance more attractive. No matter who we are, we all prefer the path of least resistance, even if it means risking someone's life. It is clear now that as the number of choices increase, steps increase, we prefer the default. We prefer to do nothing and let that happen, whatever that's happening. My guess is that you have also become a victim of this effect. When we choose a certain plan, service, etc. with broadcast companies like Dish TV, Tata Sky, etc., they always assume that we have opted for an unlimited period. They renew our plans automatically. Due to this, people continue with the plans for longer periods. Same is the case with many magazine subscriptions, newspaper subscriptions, etc. We have to contact them if we want to restrict the usage to the period we have opted for. We have to keep a check on the date and remind them on that date to discontinue going forward. But we follow the path of least resistance, and it takes a lot of effort from our side to change the default. And the companies capitalize on this. We have to be careful, especially while taking important decisions such as investing in mutual funds and taking insurance policies, etc. Because if you leave it on them, then they are definitely going to create a default which is going to benefit them and not you. And why don't we use these in schools to encourage participation? For example, we ask the students who all are willing to participate, but rather we should change the default. If we ask them that who all are not willing to participate, and then if they are just given a small task to write a letter to their class teacher with the signature on them, then they are most likely to take the path of least resistance, and this way the participation rate can be increased drastically. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and never forget to take others' perspective.